Today, let's get more clear about what is most important so we can live in more alignment with what makes our soul sing. Good day, beautiful soul. Matt here. Welcome to day 17 of our 30 days of creative autumn journaling journey, created by the wonderful Marva Midkiff over in the art room. And today our intention is preference as we align to what feeds our soul. In this world that is in the midst of great change and transformation, change can be scary, but we know deep within that this change is necessary to restore balance and connection. We also know that balance and connection must be restored within the individual for transformation to occur. This change and transformation, it's guiding us towards our preferences. Choosing and focusing intentionally are the creative acts that apply. If things are going to change radically, who and what do you prefer? Feel free to repeat today's affirmation after me with purpose and intent. I pause to make sure that I am aligned with what feeds my soul. My values are clearly defined. I prefer to live in alignment. Looking to autumn for some inspiration today, we see that autumn is the season of change and transformation, the time to intentionally practice our preferences. It seems like that would be easy enough, but often we make choices that are counter to who we are, our values, and the life that we want to create. In many cases, we are taught to disregard who we are and what feeds our soul. Over time, this conditioning leads us further and further from our true values and purpose. How do we know what we prefer? Well, we have spoken of our values many times before. These are the characteristics, the behaviors, the beliefs that are most important to us. One thing that I remembered today from a friend who just came by: listen to your face. This is a belief that I believe helps me notice what is more true for me before my critic and other beliefs chime in. It's helpful to look at them every once in a while to see, as our self-awareness grows clearer, if we need to focus differently. I'll share a few prompts that'll help us identify our values, and then we can make a list of our top 5 to 10 core values. So ask yourself, when are you the happiest? What do you most want to learn? What are the most important things in life? What type of conversation or behaviors trigger you? We ask this because knowing the negative will lead you to your beliefs. If you could do anything you wanted for a career, what would you be? What would you do? What types of things inspire you? It's so helpful and important to peel all the way to the center of the onion when determining our values. For instance, if you answered the question of what career you would choose to be as an artist, well, what is it about creating art that inspires you? Maybe it's mastering color or playing with composition. Maybe it's being famous. Maybe it's the expression of your soul or helping others heal. There are many layers to examine to get to exactly what feeds your soul. So feel free to play with these questions as we dive into our creative journal. All right, we have a fun exercise today. So if you have your journal, grab that. You'll also want some colors, be it highlighters, watercolors, markers, any sort of colors. Okay, so we're going to do a collage exercise that will highlight your creative preferences. It also makes for a great active meditation. Begin by dividing a journal page into 6 sections. One easy way to do this is to draw one vertical line right in the middle of your page, and then 2 more lines horizontally, making 6 even squares. Next, choose a few colors that you would like to blend together and paint a sheet of any kind of paper. It could be another journal page. Just play with it. Throw it on the paper. You can use a plastic card or a putty knife to kind of scrape the colors around and create some texture. And what we're going to be doing is tearing out or cutting up this colorful piece of paper. So don't have to make it too precious. Don't have to spend too much time on the process if you don't want to. Could be another fun way to observe. So yeah, just take some time to get a colorful page together. Because what we're going to be doing once we have that page, and feel free to hit pause if you'd like to get that done before we move on to this next step. We're going to be putting 3 shapes in a box number 1. So we're going to tear or cut or burn or however you want to create the shapes from your colorful page. You're going to take 3 shapes and put it into box number 1. And then you're going to take 4 shapes in box number 2, 5 shapes in box number 3, 4 shapes in box number 4, 3 shapes in box number 5, and then 2 shapes in box number 6. And we're just going to do this without overthinking, analyzing, or judging right or wrong. Just tapping into the creative self, tearing or cutting the shapes that resonate with you, arranging the shapes in each box, and observing our tendencies to be perfect, to follow rules, to question what we are drawn to do. It's not only a great act of meditation, but it can help us clarify our preferences in color and shape. It's also a great way to slow down and fight the urge to over-decorate. We're just keeping it simple. The more we do this exercise, the more we'll begin to clearly see preferences in shapes, colors, placement, and you will see preferred tendencies, and knowing our preference can help us create what we love. This is a very low risk way to get clear on preferences and just to prime our being into observing ourselves, again, without judgment, without a right or a wrong, just noticing how we like to create, what lights us up, what makes our face smile. If you want a challenge, you could choose colors that you rarely use. You could choose shapes that don't resonate with you and put them in places you normally wouldn't. Have fun with it. Play with it. Wrapping up today's intentional session with a moment of gratitude as we observe the characteristics, the behaviors, and the beliefs that are most important to us. What is it that you're grateful for right now? Knowing what we prefer as we tackle the challenges of the day and as we create will produce a balanced, peaceful feeling place within us. That feeling place is our guidepost to whether we are in alignment or not. Once we know our preference, we can make the choices that align with our life purpose. Our purpose. This is a life we are creating. We are both the artist and the art. Thank you so much for joining me on today's session. We would love to hear from you. Hear what kind of observations you're seeing, what creative musings you're playing with. Feel free to share in the comments below or in the Art Room activity feed. You can find a link for that in the description. Feel free to share today's intentional session with someone who you feel it would inspire. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow, our intention is connection. So as we bring ourselves to the moment and become more aware of our connection to ourselves, our connection to nature and others, and how that is integrated into our creative practice and enhances our connections all around. So I'm looking forward to that. Thanks again for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow. Enjoy your day. Peace, love, preference.